everybody, it's Preston with Godsey Ag. I'm on this week's Agronomy Alert for the week of June 19th. We're standing out in the cornfield right by our office, and this week corn is staging anywhere from V6 to V8. This corn plant right here is at V8. So first thing we're going to do is as these corn plants grow bigger, we start to slough off all of our lower leaves, our older leaves, leaves 1 through 4 and 5, kind of start to slough off. So what we're going to show you real quick is we're going to show you how to properly growth stage a corn plant once we start to lower those or lose those lower leaves. So what you'll do is you will split the corn plant in half. And right down at the bottom where we kind of have this V shape, that is our crown. And in that crown, that is going to have typically our growth stages leaves 1 through 4. And then from there, every time we have an internode, that will be another leaf collar. So what we do is we count 1 through 4, and then we come up to that 5th collar, and we find out which leaf further up the plant is associated with that collar. So if we just kind of pull the leaf sheath back, we can see that this leaf right here is going to be our 5th leaf, or our 5th collar. So then we can look up the rest of the plant. We have 5, 6, we have 7, and we can see collar number 8 is emerging right there. So that is how you properly growth stage a corn plant. And the reason that this is important and critical this time of year is we are getting into our last herbicide post application for the year. And it's very common to use a growth regulator, dicamba, in it. And the risk that we have if we are using a growth regulator is making that corn lean over and brittle. And in our part of the world this last week, we have not had a shortage of calm days. It's been really windy about every day. We've had 10 to 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, pretty consistent. And the thing coupled on top of that is the heat. We've had a lot of days over 90 degrees. One, it makes spraying a challenge. Not a lot of good days to spray. We're maybe pushing the envelope a little bit with wind and heat to get that spraying done. But when we're putting growth regulators over the top of V6 to V8 corn, and we're also hitting that rapid growth stage, and developmentally we're still in the process of developing that ear. So we're putting a lot of stress on that corn plant when we spray the growth regulators with that heat coupled. And when we get heat, growth regulators, and wind, we can get really brittle corn, and we can see corn snap off right at the ground below the growing point. And at that point, that plant will not develop into a typical corn plant. So those are our big watch outs for the week. The corn, like I say, is starting to take off, so water use is going to begin to increase here. We're just about to that rapid growth stage to where corn's going to shoot 2 collars a week probably. So we want to watch that and keep mindful there when we come to our post herbicide application. If we are using growth regulators, make sure we're staying on label. Most are V8 or younger corn. And we also just want to make sure we're putting in safeners as needed to help protect that developing corn plant as much as we can. A couple other side notes for the week. We've had a lot of grasshopper pressure on field edges. As you can see here on this field, we have quite a bit of feeding. So we want to check the borders of our fields, especially where they border pastures and field edges with grass. And we want to determine how far, if we're going to treat, we want to determine how far grasshoppers are getting into the field and make that spray recommendation there. So for this week, the biggest watch outs are growth regulators, properly staging our corn, and then kind of watching grasshoppers as they kind of progress and start to cause a little bit of foliation damage to our corn. So thanks for watching, and we'll stay tuned next week.